Now we're just making like a mini charcuterie board, but that's okay. I'm having a party, who's coming over? Last year, we all loved making feta pasta. Well, this year, it's all about savory-sweet baked cheeses. 3 soft cheeses that everyone loves are Camembert, Brie, and goat cheese. These cheeses are creamy and luscious, and they get better and better as they come to room temperature or as you heat them. So Camembert has a smooth, buttery, earthy flavor. It pairs well with fruits, nuts, berries, and hazelnuts. The go-to pairing for Brie is champagne. Well, at least that's what the French say. It has more of a delicate flavor, so you want to pair it with things that are more acidic, like apples, pears, jams. Goat cheese is creamy, lemony, and adds a lot of brightness to dishes. It's great paired with vegetables, spices, herbs, and meats like prosciutto. First, I'm going to show you how to make the baked Camembert with balsamic strawberries. I've already preheated my oven to 325, and now I'm just slicing my strawberries in half. If they're really big, you can quarter them. Now I'm gonna make our balsamic glaze with a little bit of balsamic vinegar, maple syrup, add a little sugar, and then a pinch of salt, and the red pepper flake. And this is gonna add a little bit of heat to the sweet strawberries. So we'll let this sit for at least 15 minutes. It's really gonna allow all those flavors to come together. And meanwhile, I'm gonna prep our Camembert cheese. And I'm gonna carefully remove the top of the rind. Okay, so you're just gonna toss this part. And then I'm gonna take our cheese, place it on a parchment-lined baking sheet, and I'm gonna bake this at 325 for 7 to 8 minutes. I'm gonna serve this appetizer with some crusty toasted bread. Just cutting some ciabatta at an angle. I'll spray it with a little bit of olive oil, maybe add some garlic, and then toast it in the oven for a couple minutes. Now our cheese is slightly melted, so we can go ahead and add our balsamic strawberries right on top. So now I'm gonna pop it in the oven for another 5 to 7 minutes. The strawberries are gonna get nice and soft. The cheese is gonna get ooey gooey. It's gonna be good. Oh, whoa. Wow, this looks so good. That cheese is nice and melted. I'm gonna carefully transfer it to my presentation dish. Oh yeah, oh yes, that's exactly what you want to happen. Ooey gooey goodness. Hello. And no strawberry left behind. You guys are coming with me too, right over here. And then to serve, I'm gonna add some nice warm crusty bread. Line those up so your guests know exactly what to do. And then for a final garnish, just gonna add a little bit of thyme and rosemary. There's something really earthy about that Camembert, and so this is just gonna play off those really yummy flavors. And then for a final touch, flaky sea salt. There you have it, baked Camembert cheese with balsamic strawberries. This next one, it's baked Camembert with sun-dried tomatoes, but I'm swapping out the Camembert for goat cheese to really lean into those Mediterranean flavors. My oven is preheating at 375, and I'm just spreading out the goat cheese evenly into my baking dish. Next, my sun-dried tomatoes. These are vine-ripened, they're halved. You can also find them at the store in a jar where they're sliced, but I really love the rustic quality of just putting the entire whole tomato right on top. And you know, this recipe calls for a little bit of olive oil, but actually there's a lot of oil in here, so I could just drizzle that on top if I wanted to. Garlic press, one of my favorite kitchen tools. Just take your fresh garlic, pop it in your press, give it a squeeze, and you'll find that you are never chopping garlic again. This dish is so fragrant and we haven't even put it in the oven. We'll add our thyme to strip it off the stem. My husband and I went to Greece for our honeymoon, and this is giving me honeymoon vibes all the way. What a beautiful appetizer. Now I'm just gonna bake this for 10 to 12 minutes or until it's hot and bubbly. This dip smells so phenomenal. It's bright and colorful. I'm getting so much of that garlic and thyme and the sweet tomatoes. Now you can serve this with crusty bread, but I really like serving it with some crackers. I'll eat that one. And don't do any extra work. Literally unwrap it, place it on your board, and remove the wrapper. How easy was this? Another amazing recipe is this baked brie with compote and pecans. If you're someone that likes brie, you're gonna love this recipe. And don't let compote scare you. It's actually really simple to make homemade, but if you're like me and love a good hack, I just picked this up at the grocery store. It's this delicious preserve. You could use any type of compote or preserves. This one is a spiced cherry. And it smells so, so good. We're gonna bake the brie with the compote, and then when it comes out of the oven, top it with some candied pecans. So just like the Camembert, I'm gonna take off the top part of the rind. There we go. Place this on our baking sheet, and we can go ahead and bake everything together. I'm gonna add that spiced cherry compote. I think what's great about baked cheese appetizers, you want it to get gooey and ooey and melty and luscious, so it's gonna get messy. Don't worry about it. All right, looks good. I'm gonna pop this in the oven for about 10 minutes until it gets hot and warm. Ooh, look at this brie. Oh, I love it. Oh. Okay, so I'm serving it with bread, but on top of the compote, we're gonna put some candied pecans. And because I'm all about the perfect bite, I'm just going to break up some of my pecans in a little zippy bag. Sometimes it's nice to just get rid of some of that frustration and stress. For a little garnish, I'm just gonna add some fresh cherries. And also, because raspberries pair so lovely with brie, your guests could smear on some raspberry on their toast and then put that brie and compote on top. You eat with your eyes, so it's all about presentation. Now we're just making like a mini charcuterie board, but that's okay. And for this dish, I'm gonna add bread and crackers. Give everyone a variety. This is so hard to resist. It's amazing how just with a couple ingredients, you can create the most beautiful, delicious appetizers, and I am dying to try the baked Camembert cheese with balsamic strawberries. It's screaming for me. Look at that. Oh, okay. That, my friend, is a perfect bite. The flavor is out of this world. There's a little bit of heat from the red pepper flake. The strawberries are so rich and complex with that balsamic. You get the tanginess, but then the sweetness from the strawberry. And that Camembert just brings it all together. Oh my goodness, not only are these recipes so delicious, they look good too, simple to make. I hope that you find so much inspiration for your next dinner party. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and leave me a comment below letting me know which one you're gonna try first. I'm Brandy, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Now, flip and dip, people. Flip and dip, no double dipping. Yes.